This past year's been kind of weird in that we've had this new reality, this social distancing and lockdown and wearing masks, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because I just wanted to let you know where I've been over the last 4 or 5 months. You may or may not have noticed that I haven't posted any videos, and the reality is I've still been working, I've still been training and doing webinars and coaching sessions, but the creative side of my business, coming up with new content for videos, for newsletters, for ideas, well, that kind of stopped, and I kind of lost my mojo. Maybe something similar has happened to you or is happening to you. And so in sharing what it was for me and what I think the process was, I'm also going to share some ideas about how I started to turn that around and hopefully reconnect with who I am and what I want to do, what I want to create. And hopefully it's going to begin with this video, actually finishing it. And if you're watching it now, it's because, well, I did. According to health.org.uk, the fear, worry, and anxiety that people felt at the beginning of the pandemic morphed into loneliness, depression, and a real sense of disconnect. And then by the beginning of this year, 2021, I started to realize that whilst I was going through the motions, a bit like that hamster on a hamster wheel, that there wasn't that connection to that place where I get my creativity from. And I think one of the places I get it from is people. Is being around people, is being in training rooms, at training events, is having face-to-face sessions, is going to meetings, networking events, and just having a regular life. The life we used to have before all this crazy stuff happened. And I think that's where I started to lose that connection with my mojo, with the creativity. According to Mind, the mental health charity here in the UK, more than half of adults and more than 2/3 of young people have struggled with their own mental health during this pandemic. So I'm going to share 3 of those ideas with you in this video, and just relax. They are really, really easy. And I'm saying that because if you are feeling like you've lost your mojo and you don't have the energy or the motivation to be creative, then the last thing you need are some high intensity motivation tips to do. So as I say, these are really easy. They are working for me. They're still in process for me. So hopefully sharing them with you, if you're having a similar issue yourself, will help as well. The first thing I've started to do, and it's something I've been doing for, I think, most of my life, but over the last few months with more purpose or on purpose and giving myself permission to do more of it, is to read. And the thing that's probably been a bit different to normal times before all this crazy stuff happened is that I've given myself permission to read almost anything from fiction and classics. I just reconnecting with authors I really love, like, for example, Ernest Hemingway. I've read a bunch of his books, but I think the most recent one I've read by him is The Sun Also Rises, and it's just brilliant. It's really good if you're into fiction, and equally a bunch of other people, and also personal and business development and all that stuff. So just give myself permission when I feel I should be working, I should be making videos, I should be researching content, just to actually, not all the time obviously because I'm working as well, but just to give myself permission to actually do some more reading, and for it to become habitual that I do it every single day again. And just to give you an idea, I usually do it in the hour or so before I go to sleep at night. Now, the second thing I have been spending time doing is meditating. And like reading, I've been doing it for many, many years, but over the past few months, it's really helped me to become more purposeful with it. So I've taken a couple of obviously virtual meditation courses with the Buddhist center that I used to go to a couple of times a week when we could, and just reconnecting with people, even though it's virtual, and meditating as a group, but virtually, which sounds really weird in itself, but actually just getting into the practice of that and really just holding the space has been really helpful. Now, I've made videos before about how I meditate and the kind of meditation I do, and I think I shared a couple of meditation practices just so that you can try them out for yourself. And I'll put a link just on the screen here, and equally put it in the show notes just below this video. So if you want to watch that video after you've watched this one, then if you want to try meditating out or maybe reconnect with it, then that might be a good place to start as well. And the third thing I've been doing that has really helped is just taking time out to take care of my health. And I started running again, 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week, and then doing some stretching, some exercises at home. And so it's that connection with, or reconnection with, who I am and my essence that I think has started to reconnect me with my creativity. Now, let me know what you've been doing to make sure that you are in the best place you possibly can be for your work, for your home life, for your relationships, for just your own sense of who you are as well. So let me know how you're doing. Leave comments in the box. If it's been your first time here, remember, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. If you've enjoyed this video, remember, click the like button as well. It's an absolute joy and a privilege to be here again, making videos. I'm looking forward to making some more again regularly in the future too. Take care.